The depths of Hades. By the way, what also changed? Caitlin Clark's MVP odds. We'll look at that here in a minute, and I'll give you my take on that. Here we are. Yikes. They're a dumpster fire now, and now that Caitlin Clark is injured, the ticket prices for the Fever and Sky game just plummeted to Hades. It is bad news for the WNBA. The Caitlin Clark effect has been a net positive for the WNBA and all of its teams. But the star guard expected to miss a minimum of 2 weeks.
Is Caitlin Clark's injury the beginning of the WNBA's downfall? With ticket prices for games plummeting from $86 to just $25 and arenas suddenly looking empty, the league's heavy reliance on one star player is becoming painfully obvious. Is this a crisis they can recover from? Or does it expose a bigger problem in how the league handles its top talent?
Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship. Well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and this whole bus. She's driving it. Everybody else, get in the back.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Statistical data. The Indiana Fever will play 2 road games during the coming 2-week stretch, both of which were moved by their opponents to arenas with larger capacity, and the ticket prices have drastically dropped. The league will see the flip side of her impact, and there are already initial data points. This is front office sports, no conspiracies, no BS from them. For both games since Clark's injury was announced Monday. Wednesday's Fever game versus the Mystics at CFG Bank Arena in Baltimore has a get-in price of $22.
Imagine this. A few months ago, a Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever matchup would have had fans rushing to snag tickets. No question about it. Seats were filling up faster than the concessions could crank out popcorn. But now, you can walk in for $25, and even then, entire sections are left empty. One major difference: no Caitlin Clark. Her absence isn't just noticeable, it's impossible to ignore. The energy, the anticipation, the sheer excitement she brought to these games is gone. To call her the face of the league isn't enough. She was the reason people showed up. Without Clark on the court, the WNBA is facing a harsh reality.
And of course, man, these teams, I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the, United Arena, you're screwed. We know Caitlin Clark was lost yesterday to an injury for at least 2 weeks. Now, the thing about it is they're going to reevaluate in 2 weeks. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000-something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were kind of decent.
Ticket prices have dropped by as much as 70%. Take a game back when she was healthy and commanding the floor. Those games were packed to the rafters with fans all there to witness her dominance. Now, that same crowd has vanished, leaving arenas scattered with loyal but dwindling supporters. The ratings tell an even bleaker story. According to reports, viewership for games without her on the marquee has plummeted, sinking the league's overall numbers. Sure, there are still talented players out there, but they aren't selling out games. They aren't bringing the same spark. And it's not just about fans. Corporate sponsors were banking on Clark's performance to keep viewership strong. With her sidelined, deals are starting to look shaky. Think about it. Why would a company invest millions in marketing when the audience they're targeting is tuning out? The league built their image around her, flooded advertisements with her highlight reels, and now they're left scrambling to fill a gap they weren't prepared for. Caitlin wasn't just a player. She was the entire centerpiece of how the WNBA stayed relevant in a crowded sports market. Remove her, and the cracks in their foundation are suddenly very visible. But here's the real question. Is this collapse just bad luck, or could it have been avoided? Did the WNBA push their biggest star too far? Let's take a look. You know what's crazier than seeing arenas empty out after Caitlin Clark's injury? The fact that the WNBA might have seen this disaster coming and still let it happen. This wasn't some freak accident, not when you look at how Clark was managed. Between her lack of recovery time, endless minutes on the court, and the physical beating she took every game, it's hard not to wonder. Was this completely preventable? Let's start with her schedule. Clark went straight from a grueling college season where she carried her team on her back into the relentless grind of the WNBA without so much as a breather. No rest, no time to recover, no chance to recharge. She jumped right into a compressed 40-game season, which is already known for being tough on even veteran players. For a rookie with all eyes on her, it was only a matter of time before her body started to buckle under the pressure. And it's not like she could ease her way in. The league was marketing her as the marquee attraction from day one, milking her stardom, as one source put it, like she was the last cow on earth. Then there's how she was treated on the court. Opponents didn't just guard Clark, they hammered her. Double teams, aggressive traps, elbows flying in the paint. It's almost as if the league turned a blind eye to the way defenders were allowed to target her. The physical toll was another layer piled on top of her already taxing workload. Hammer her like a piñata wasn't an exaggeration. It was reality for Clark every single game. Statistically, her usage rate was through the roof, and the minutes she logged were eye-popping, even by star player standards. She was treated like a one-woman Broadway show, with the league building everything around her, yet holding it all together with duct tape. And now, that duct tape has finally ripped. The WNBA's short-sightedness has left them scrambling without their biggest asset. So now the question is, does the WNBA have a plan to protect players like Clark moving forward? Or is this just the start of a much bigger collapse? The WNBA's reliance on Caitlin Clark didn't just highlight her star power, it exposed major cracks in the league's foundation. When one player's absence can tank tickets, ratings, and sponsorship deals all at once, it's a sign something's wrong. If the league doesn't adjust, this won't just hurt today, it could drag down the WNBA for years. As one critic put it, if the WNBA doesn't realize they're watching their lifeline limp off the court, they're snoozing harder than a sloth on NyQuil. So what do you think? Should the league protect its stars better or build a system that thrives beyond one name?